Oh, it wasn't even on. Look at that. Instead of you're yelling into it like, weird. You have a lapel. I mean, it's fine. Their lapels and me never work out because feedback for no reason. Hi, all my beautiful nerd people. All my introverts, neurodivergents, antisocials. Hi, my babes. How are y'all? So welcome to KamiCon 2023. Give it up. Live it up. I know we're outside. Can you believe it? Even though it's cold and it's winter. I don't know. I'm from ATL. It's warm over there right now. All right. So y'all ain't here to hear me talk. I'm gonna be quiet. But y'all are here for Avatar Cast. Yes, we all love that show. I grew up on that show. It's my favorite cartoon. I rewatch it every year, like I'm sure a lot of you guys do. But let's bring up the cast. We have Jack, Michaela, Jennie, Gray, and Olivia.
Are we on? Can we turn this up a little bit? A little bit. Checking. Sound test. Okay.
Oh, he's got to run over to the soundboard.
Okay.
All right.
Azula's been banished to the end.
Yay! Awesome.
All right, so if y'all can just go down the line and introduce yourself and your character that you play.
Cool. Okay, we can do that. Hello, I'm Jessie Flower, aka Michaela Jill Murphy. Michaela is my birth name, Jessie Flower was my stage name, let's just clear that up now. I was 6 years old and thought it sounded cool, so I made it Jessie. And I play Toph Bayfog.
My name's Olivia Hack, and I play Tylee.
Hello, my name's Jack Sena. I play the meat and sarcasm guy, Sokka.
Hey y'all, I'm Jennie Kwan, and I play your favorite Kyoshi warrior, Suki. Greetings, peasants. It is I, the Fire Lord Azula speaking. And you're all banished. I'm losing my voice, so I'm feeling not as Fire Lordy as I thought.
We are so honored. I'm fangirling like crazy right now. We are so honored to have you guys here at this con with us. Thank you so much for coming. But let's just get into the nitty gritty. So Avatar Last Airbender was its original concept. So what was like the audition process when you guys were auditioning for these characters? I could just go down the line.
Oh, great. Take it, go.
Yeah, anyway.
I think they went to a lot of on-camera people first. They auditioned me and then they were like, maybe there's someone more famous. But then they came crawling back to me.
That's right.
Because they said that I didn't yell in my audition. A lot of people were yelling as Azula, but I figured it was way more creepy if I was just like, do the tides command this ship? Just like really down. It's scarier when it's not yelling.
Yeah, but you're fabulous, so what else, you know?
So I was supposed to be just a guest star for my first episode, but the way I'll try and make it brief, we get sides. It's like an excerpt from the script. Went to my agent's office, went in, recorded it. Like a couple weeks later, they were like, oh, you have a callback. Went to Nickelodeon, and if you guys have seen pictures of Nickelodeon, it looks like a rainbow barfed in the lobby. And there were all these people, and they're like, ah! And so I went in and did my audition, and then they called me a week later. They're like, oh, you booked this role, a warrior named Sokka. I was like, cool. And that's how I did that first episode.
Similar process, just sent in a tape through my agent and auditioned and then did some callbacks. And then they locked in myself and Mae Whitman, who played Katara. They locked us in pretty early and then had us come through and help read a lot of different Aangs, because they were on a big search for Aang, yeah. So chemistry test. Yeah, they were chemistry testing with us and then new Aangs. But yeah, just a normal audition process that I felt very lucky about.
So mine is different because I showed up, I guess I auditioned like everybody else, but then I showed up and I did my scenes to picture. So ADR, like I would do like a traditional anime. And so I just thought it was some random anime. I didn't know what was going on. And I know with May, who is played by Cricket, she had the same experience. So whatever was going on with Tylee and May, obviously like those performances weren't working. And so for our first 2 episodes, we like dubbed them. And then it turned out it was an actual TV show, so I didn't know that.
I feel so bad for whoever was playing
I
your
know,
other,
don't
they're
you?
just sitting alone, like rocking in a room.
I
could have been that. That was me. No.
I feel like that happens. I don't know. Has that happened to you guys before, though? Or like you've been the before or the second, and then you see them cast, and you're like, oh, that's what they went with. It happens to, it just happens.
Oh my God, a guy that I'm kind of going on some fun dates with, he turned down Chandler on Friends. He turned it down. Sorry, he turned it down. Yeah, he wanted to be the star of his own other thing that they were doing another show that I think it didn't even make it past the pilot. But Matthew Perry and him are still really good friends, and Matthew just never misses an opportunity to tease him about it. So
That's fun. I came in season 2, as we hopefully know in this room, but maybe not. If you've never watched Avatar, here you go. I came in season 2, and I actually voiced a character in season 1 first. Her name is Mang. She's in the episode The Fortune Teller. She has a crush on Aang, calls Katara a floozy. Both of my characters clearly have beef with Katara. It's just what it is. And they were thinking about making Toph a girl at that time, because before she was supposed to be kind of like a Bolin type, like bro, kind of similar to, Bolin and Korra. And whenever I came in and read for Mang, apparently, Giancarlo, one of the directors, told me this, but Mike and Brian were like, I think Toph's gonna be a girl, and I think that's our Toph. And so when I auditioned, I did not know it was the same show. I didn't have cable, so I wasn't able to track stuff that I had voiced in TV. And so I went in, auditioned, came in, and then they were just like, yeah, we liked you as Toph. I was like, oh, I know you people. So yeah, that was kind of just a lucky moment of Mang was just another regular audition that I happened to be in the right time, right place, matched up, and then thankfully they liked me for Toph. And so here we are. Yeah, there you go.
Well, we thank the casting director for casting you guys, most definitely, right? So, the difference between anime dub, ADR, and just cartoons, anime dub, you're dealing with a basis because it's already been established what the character is. But for this, you get to basically create it with yourself, you are a part of the process of what this character does, how they act, and things like that. So, what was y'all's process for creating y'all's characters? And how has it changed, through the run of the show? Because you have 3 seasons worth, and everybody has a different arc.
We look like our characters a lot. I mean, when they took pictures of me and they animated it to look sort of like me, it's kind of funny. So I'm like, oh, giant forehead. Anyway, it's when somebody does a caricature of you at a fair or something, it's like, wow, you just take my worst feature and just really highlight that. Oh gosh, it was just such incredible writing. I've never been on a show. Well, I don't want to insult any other writers that I've worked with, but I've never been on a show that's been better writing than this. The character and just the strong women and just just incredible character arcs. And I didn't know how successful it was going to be at the time. I never could have, I didn't even know that I played Azula for a while, because it was great. It was great writing and everything. But you do so many projects, and then it had been 10 years before it started to get popular again, and I started doing conventions. Someone was like, "Do you play Azula on Avatar: The Last Airbender?" And I was like, "Oh, I think so. I'm not, And then he looked it up and he was like, "No, it's you." And he's like, "Is it?" And he showed me. I was like, "Oh my God, yeah, totally, that was me." But I mean, I had no idea how big it would be. And then there are amazing stories about my sibling was sick, and we watched your show and it got us through, and or my mom passed away and we used to watch this, and every time I watch it I feel her with me, and just amazing stories. I just feel so honored to have been a part of this.
I already forgot the question. Sorry, wait, what?
Your character.
I went off track.
How'd you develop your character? How'd you develop your character, Jennie?
I don't know if I developed the character. I remember they had I might have the picture still. They showed me a picture, but they kept telling me that she was going to change. We're still developing her. And I remember when we were recording, though, we had a fabulous director by the name of Andrea Romano. Yeah. And yes, props. And I just remember I came in with some choices of how maybe she might react to Sokka, and then she would guide me, and with VO, you know, you do some passes, and then there's some molding, but because of the writing, we were very lucky, and again, I just thought I was going to be on one episode, but then they kept bringing me back, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, and I would just record it, and was just very lucky to be as much a part of it as I am, so very grateful.
Yeah, my initial thought when reading the pilot, when auditioning, seeing this guy who was quite stubborn in the pilot is quite whiny in a lot of ways. He feels very on the outside of this main thing that's happening, and he's sort of complaining about it, and is really bullheaded. And I just immediately went to the comedy of that. I just thought that needed to be funny. And Mike Bryan said I kind of took it in a little more comedic of a direction than they expected. So then as the scripts started coming in, we were kind of pulling in that direction together, finding more and more of the comedic elements of the character. And then, over the course of the seasons, developing the rest of it was just getting to read the scripts and seeing what we were doing and then diving into those elements. And it was really a beautiful surprise through season 1, discovering how much depth they wanted to bring to each of these characters, and that everybody was going to get this really complex arc is a really pleasant surprise, because it's I'm playing this very fun comic relief character, and then to get oh, and here's where my girlfriend dies. It's okay, let's go.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, it was rough. So yeah, just a series of beautiful discoveries is sort of what it felt like developing that character. It's just cool, they're gonna let me do this, they're gonna play with this. It was just lots of fun discoveries, and it just slowly the mic just slowly
Girlfriend dying was my favorite part.
So I'm a terrible actor, and I didn't read the scripts. So, because I came in season 2, and so I'm sure I cracked a script open at some point, but I was Earth Kingdom and Fire Lord, I don't know what any of this means. And so I just saw her, and she was pink, and so I just played her pink. But it wasn't until 10 years ago, I did my first con, 15 years ago, geez. And I showed up, and someone was like, what's it like to play a villain? And I was like, she's a villain? I never watched the show, I had no idea, and that's why she's so chipper and stuff, because I didn't know what was going on. Anyway, that's my
She's a fun villain.
My deep method acting.
Well, and she's not really there. We were right. We were right. You were just bullied. You're not really mean. Yeah.
Trauma.
Right. Everybody needs therapy. I think it's really cool. I mean, similar to what Gray was just saying, a testament to Mike and Bryan. They are so involved in their creative process. They very much wanted the character creation to be part of the actors to be part of the characters. They sat in on a lot of our recording sessions, which is not normal for the creators of shows to do, just to listen, to watch, to be present. Or maybe just to judge us, I don't know. But it was cool because we got scripts, I guess, a week-ish, a few days before, recording session. So we got a little bit of, an insight to maybe what was happening that episode, but we didn't know what was going to happen for the rest of the series. And that was kind of nice, because if you, know too much, sometimes that can affect it. So I feel like every time I went in, it was pretty fresh. It was oh, great, I know exactly what's happening this day, and I have absolutely no idea what's happening tomorrow, which is, kind of real time. So I just thought that was kind of cool, and also a lot of my acting choices were very much just me as a 12-year-old. I was in middle school. I was 12 in season 2, 13 in season 3, and so a lot of Toph's choices are just tomboy, side of me. I turned off the side that loves to wear heels and loves fashion, and I turned on the side that was yeah, let's roll around in the mud with no shoes on and climb trees. So I just dug into that side, and with Andrea Romano's help, of course, just kind of guided my natural 12-year-old, yeah, let's break some rules into, everything that needed to happen. So I feel it's honestly probably just Andrea, a lot of Andrea, of how my character was really developed, because she just helped guide me and my choices accordingly. Yeah.
We love Andrea, she's an icon.
Yes, icon forever.
Icon. So So I think everyone can agree that the dynamic between all of the characters in the show is like really palpable. It's really organic. And I just wanted to know, did y'all get a chance to record together? And if you didn't, how were you able to maintain the chemistry between all your characters?
That's while we're on the subject of Andrea Romano. That is like the unbelievable skill that I'm just wowed by. Is her ability to like hold a scene in her head, know here's what I'm getting from these people, here's what I'm getting from these people to make it work. Because sometimes we were able to record together, sometimes we weren't. I recorded most of the time with May, who played Katara, and I did not record a single time with Zach, who played Aang. I met him at the season 3 rap party. So like any and all chemistry there is Andrea Romano.
That's all of us. He lived in New York, so none of us met the Avatar until the end.
Oh my God, he died in season 2 and you didn't meet him? That's crazy.
I have a funny story about Andrea Romano. She well, it's not funny because she started losing her eyesight in one of her eyes, and so she said, "I'm retiring. I'm just going to go see the world because the doctor's not sure if it will start in this eye, and I want to just have as much fun and see as much as I can before." So anyway, we had this giant party for her, like a going away party, a retirement party. And I do stand up, so they were like, "Great, can we do a roast? Do you want to roast her?" And I was like, "Oh, great, yeah, I can roast." So I wrote like all these really mean jokes, and I was first, and I go up there and I'm like, Andrea, I'm here. Follow the sound of my voice. I mean, I was just doing like all these like blind jokes, it was really bad. I mean, but that's what a roast is with love, Anyway, the next person comes up and they are just like, "I just wanted to say how amazing you are. I love you. You're just so," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" And so apparently, like, no one really knew what a roast was. That it was just like a cheers or like a and I was like,
toast. Gray, they said a toast.
They told me roast, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we just love her so much." I was like, "I love her too. I would never say those things." Anyway, so I was really playing into the Azula thing that night.
Very on brand.
Yes.
Very on brand.
To finish up your question a little bit. We a lot of the times were separate. We did for the last episode. There were like 9 of us, and we crossed over a lot. But I recorded alone a lot as well, and didn't meet Zach. And then the last episode was where like 9 of us, 10 of us all got to like stuff into the studio and do. Yeah, so like my timeline was a little weird and different timing. But yeah, that was the only one where a lot of us got to do it at the same time. Which was cool because like this script came alive a little bit because we got to just go through dialogue and like not stop and like everybody was there and you could hear everybody in your cans and it was all happening. So yeah, it was cool. But yeah, usually it was alone. So yeah, Andrea, she made it all happen.
We have to thank her personally. We love this show. So I know some of you guys do some live action work or have done live action with, like, I know Jack has, I know Olivia has, Jennie. So I wanted to know, like, the experience with live action and doing, voiceover. Has that helped you, or the pros and cons of each, style for acting?
Yeah. I mean, it all helps each other. It all feeds each other. You're developing skills. My favorite difference, one of the things I love so much about voiceover is not memorizing lines. Great. But the ability to quickly reset. Like, you're doing live action, there's just so much production to everything, and to get another take at something, it requires the gaffer to reset the light. It's, there's a whole big long process, and it's not just on you. Whereas in a VO booth, it can be so fluid and quick to just go like, try another one of those, do this way, go, and you get a lot more. You can get more like volume of takes in a short, easy, free-flowing way, and it allows. It just like the ability to try a new thing feels like far less costly in VO. It's just like, yeah, just take another run at that, see what happens. Yeah, there's no tape. Yeah.
I started with tape. You started with tape. To what Jack said. I mean, it's voice acting is acting, right? So I think there's always that disconnect where people will be like, how do I be a voice actor and these sorts of things? And the answer is like, take an acting class, right? And because just like you're not a model with an iPhone, you're not a voice actor with just a microphone and a voice, right? Like, there's acting involved, and so on-camera acting, all that, it all influences each other and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know, right? And you don't have to memorize lines or blocking or find your light. It's so nice.
And just to piggyback on what... Oh, hello?
Did it turn off?
Oh, take that one.
just to kind of piggyback on what they're saying, you know, acting is acting, but it's been fun because some people have been like, oh, you know, like musical theater, you know, people have been asking me about that. And what I would say to that is, acting is acting, and there's different genres of acting. But what I have found is that doing theater or on camera, even though it's the same, it has lent to VO because a lot of the times people don't know that VO is very physical, right? It can be very physical, and so when you're in the booth, because you cannot be seen, your acting has to be even more solid, and you have to know how to communicate through the microphone so that these animated characters can come to life. And I think with theater and with on-camera stuff, you use all those skills to bring it to your VO.
And Jennie, isn't it weird, and I'm sure you've all experienced this, like I've had so many on-camera actors, good on-camera actors, say to me, man, yeah, you got a VO job, and man, that was really hard, and that was really not what I was expecting, and difficult. And,
oh yeah.
And so it is a different skill set as well.
Well, I was telling Olivia the other day, doing this mocap job, if you guys know what motion capture is, it's like the other Avatar stuff, that you're wearing a wetsuit with all these things. Yeah, sorry about that. And so, and they're following you, you know, with these wires and this and that. And I remember I had to end up, I'm not going to tell you the game and the people in it, but I had to end up. It's a big game. It's a big game. And I ended up mocapping 5 characters because the actors, the director told me they didn't know how to do it because they didn't know how to move in a space where there was nothing. So like if I was pouring water, it had to be at a certain level, or getting in the car, oh, you're hitting your head, Jennie, you know what I mean? So all those actors, they A, didn't either want to do it, or B, they couldn't do it. So I was like, okay, another skill, hold on to it. Okay, I'm done now.
And also, some of the best actors are terrible at voice acting, where you're like, whoa, I didn't think, I'll just say, Dennis Hopper, like, Academy Award winning.
You can,
I know, I was like, do I speak ill of the dead? It's like, I've already made fun of my blind friend. I might as well just, and since you can't see me, I should tell you I'm rolling my eyes, Toph. No, but Dennis Hopper was terrible. He was so terrible.
Why'd you work with Dennis Hopper?
He did like a Kenny Scharf, the amazing artist, did his own cartoon at Cartoon Network. I think it was just like a short or a pilot or something, but I was like, Dennis Hopper's gonna be here, and then I was like, Dennis Hopper sucks. it was just very like actually in the
Dennis
booth,
Hopper probably didn't know where he was.
Yeah, I know. But also in the booth, it was actually kind of good. But then when I saw it animated, I was like, it's so flat because you really have to bring a little bit more to it. It's heightened, and a lot of people don't get. And if anybody saw the SpongeBob movie, like Scarlett Johansson as that princess, you. Anyway, but I mean, I don't know, maybe you guys like her, but I didn't think, I was like, no, we should have got a voiceover person for that, but the kids love Scarlett Johansson. Anyway. And she's a good actor. That's the thing, is like she's a really good actor, and she's been doing it forever, but it was just
I like her voice
a different
in
thing.
Her when she's a robot.
That was nice. That was very good. Yeah.
I need Gray to walk around. I need you to walk around and just speak my inner monologue for me, so that you can just
you
be my
always
voice
say what everyone's
honesty.
thinking, but doesn't have the stupidity to say.
I don't think as many blind jokes.
Yeah. Oh my God, I have a funny story about her. Sorry, I'm taking us off track, but her, the movie, my friend was like, we used to call these like, there were these like hotlines where you could talk to people at night, and my friend has an amazing, like super sexy voice, and that she was talking, and she was like, I realized that he was like a director. She said we talked every night for like a year, we really got close, and he told me all the stories, and then she's like, and then I found out it was that guy's name, Spike or whoever, Spike Jones. Yes. And she was like, I know, and so she told a bunch of people at her office, she was like, oh my God, I'm having this like relationship, and this guy's like kind of like a big, but it's not like purely sexual, it's just very, well, I don't know, I'm saying it now. I don't think so. Sorry. Don't tell me any secrets. I'll tell all your secrets. But anyway, but then she said that like she said I happened to see the movie, and I was like, she's like, stuff we talked about, like it was us. Anyway, so sorry, Lisa, I love you.
I am so here for this. Forget the rest of the questions. What else do you have?
Any more stories you want to tell us?
Fireside chats with Gray, Saturday night, midnight.
Things people told me not to talk about.
So, go after that, honestly.
Whichever question is most related to that.
Okay. It's not related to it at all, honestly. Okay. So I think, well, for me personally, like my favorite season, I think, is season 2, and I don't know if it's because season 2 is like it's such hard hitting, like there's so much going on with the turning point of the war is happening, and like the Fire Nation has got too much power at this point by the end of it, and I think Azula has the best, besides like Iroh, you know, Iroh got all the philosophical stuff, but Azula has one of the best monologues in that season. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? The last 2 episodes when she's talking to Leech and Wong Feng, yeah, one of the best monologues.
Don't flatter yourself. You were never even gonna play.
So I want to know, like, what is y'all's favorite season, and like your opinions about it, because why?
My favorite episode is the beach, because watching Azula try to flirt was hilarious. I remember reading the script at home and going, oh, this is going to be fun. I cannot wait. She's so awkward, and you know, she just like wants to overshoot.
Do the sharp line, Greg.
It's a sharp outfit, Chan. Sharp enough to puncture the hull of an Empire-class Fire Nation battleship, leaving thousands to drown at sea because it's so sharp.
Iconic.
Yeah, I mean season 3, because it all's leading up to season 3, really, right? So I don't know, and the finale is so great, and like Grace said, my favorite episode is the beach, and so that's in season 3, and yeah, I don't know, season 3. That's one.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of that. And then my personal favorite, just like little arc, is all the Siege of the North stuff at the end of season 1. Getting to do all the stuff with UA, and I think just like the visuals of that whole, the setting and Aang's transformation and all of that, I just love that whole little run.
I feel like season 2, I also love season 2. I mean, that's a little biased for a reason, but I do agree with you. I feel like it's a lot of character building. There's a lot of like Tales of Ba Sing Se, the chase, there's lots of side stories and just like connection growing, and that's like all the good fodder, I don't know, for like character growth. And then season 3 is like very satisfying because everything's happening, but season 2 is just, I don't know, it's a special place in my heart. You know, we have to figure out how to coexist with guitar. There are 2 girls in the group, just kidding. Not really. So yeah, it's a I don't know, I like season 2 a lot, and probably favorite episode is Tales of Ba Sing Se.
Yes, same.
Just because it is, yeah.
So time for the deep question. So, anyone here over the age of 23? Raise your hand. Okay, yes. So my people that are around my age, I'm not really going to jump a lot older than that, but so we all know this show came out when we were basically in elementary school, and we've been watching it ever since. And I know for the fandom, I know for a lot of us in fandom, we rewatch this show every year because we think it is important because of, you know, the underlying messages for everything, and with the, you know, what's going on in the world, it like adapts to what's happening because it is so well written that it's relatable to all of us. So I would like to know, do you think that the show really helps reflect, you know, the world, and like, what are your opinions about it?
Yes. I think the fact that they put this on Netflix in 2020 was interesting. Just for, I mean, multiple reasons. The whole world was like shut down, so everybody felt like isolated and stuck, and it was just all chaotic. I think it's, again, going back, we're just gonna keep repeating things, but I can't help it. Mike and Brian, genius. It's crazy how conflict, like the essence of conflict, or I guess like the condition of conflict, is kind of infinite, right? Like it just grows and changes depending on whatever is happening. And I feel like I've gotten older and like grown up with my character. As my character, I learn more from her as I get older. I appreciate her more. I appreciate Katara more. You know, I grow. Finally, we got there. But I just think it's really cool to have a show that is weirdly timeless like this. And you can't know that ahead of time. You just have to like wait and then keep rewatching it. And then you kind of realize each time you're like, oh wow, this still hits. There's still something I didn't notice last time that I learned from, and that I can relate to something in my life now. Yeah, wild. So I think probably most of us will agree on that point. But yeah, I definitely have grown a lot with it and learned something new every time I watch it.
Yeah, and I'll say, like, in addition to just like the skill with which they tackled really big subjects, even just the willingness to, I think, was really shocking for a Nickelodeon show at that time. Yeah, I don't know how they pitched out like, okay, open on a genocide. And then, like, cool.
The sky is really pretty though.
Yeah, it's impressive. And then they tackled these huge subjects with really lovely grace. Yeah, just really got into some beautiful little nuance.
Oh, other than everyone else want to answer.
And I will just add, you know, it's interesting how people come up to us to this day and just say how much they have learned from watching Avatar, and again, because they're such universal subjects that just, they don't change, right? Certain universal subjects don't change, and it affects us all, right? And if it doesn't, I don't know what planet we're living on, but you know, to be on a show that has been able to touch so many different aspects and so many different lives, it's pretty cool.
Amazing. What time is it? 50 minutes? Okay, well we can do like a Q&A real quick. I just have to make sure because I was like, I don't have my phone on me. It's doing live right now. So we're gonna, well I have the last microphone, so I'm gonna come down. 1 second, I have heels on.
No, but why don't you like line? Do people line up in an aisle if they just like stand in the aisle?
Okay. So yeah, theater boys, we're gonna do a Q&A, so y'all can line up in this aisle right here. We got like 7. We can do like maybe 3 or 4.
So don't line up too deep.
Don't line up too deep.
The first 3 people will line up. We'll do a
And cut the line.
nice cosplay May.
Excellent, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, we have to stop it in line now.
Today? No.
Also at the end, before you all leave, I'd love to take a picture with you guys. So don't run away too fast because I want to stay.
And we'll be and then we'll be at our tables the rest of today. So come on over.
Down in the vendor hall.
And tomorrow.
Shall we question away?
If the Fire
So if the Fire Nation was a country today, what country do you think would... by the way, guys, we've got like 15 more minutes of this. I'm just letting you know. See if everybody's like, okay. So if the Fire Nation was a country today, what country do you think it would be?
Yes, which country do you think would start?
Blowing us up this week. I don't know, China? That's no, I don't know. Russia? We'd be Russia. Yeah, battleships. Russia. Yeah. Us. America.
Yeah, let's try to. We could try to rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid fire. Okay.
Hi, I'm writing a comic that features Toph and Sokka, and I wanted to know if you guys would like to read a short script that I have, if you have time.
Come on by.
This hot second, no, but yes, by all means, come say hi at our table.
We'll be at our tables right after this panel, by the way.
We'll be signing tonight until 7 p.m. I will. And then tomorrow until 5, right?
All right, so my friend Alessandro couldn't come because he had COVID, but he really wanted to meet you, Sir Sokka.
I'm ignited!
I was wondering, can you do a cactus juice thing for him?
Alessandro?
Hang on, let me just...
Yes.
Yeah, Alessandro, ready?
Hey Alessandro, Sokka here, Southern Water Tribe. Hoping you heal up well, get over that COVID, but in the meantime, relax, kick your feet up, have some nice warm tea, or here's an idea, drink cactus juice. It'll quench you, nothing's quenchier. It's the quenchiest. Go back, Alessandro.
First of all, big fan of the show. I go back and watch it every time I work on the cosplay. But what I want to know is, if you didn't play your character, what character would you want to play?
Azula, because villains are fun, especially when you know you're playing.
I want to be Katara so I can kick my own ass.
I want to be Jet, but mostly I want to be cool enough to be Jet.
I feel like I'd be Ty Lee.
I want to be Appa because he flies and he's fluffy.
First off,
just want to say, I know you guys have always said this already, but I just want to thank you for being such a big part of my life and all the lives of people in here. The show is and my question is, obviously your characters have a bunch of iconic moments and lines. What would you say in your mind is your character's most iconic line or moment in the show?
I am not Toph. I am Melon Lord. My aura has never been pinker.
I already said the cactus juice thing, so I was like, Boomerang, you do always come back.
I am a warrior, but I am a girl too.
I'll show you lightning.
Today I saw you at the convention in Tennessee, actually. I dressed up as May there too. But I wanted to ask y'all, if you had a favorite episode, which one would it be?
I already said mine, the beach. Yeah.
Tales of Us Say, the beach, the beach.
Abazastes.
I'll just another Sokka one that I love is Sokka's Master. I think that's just like a love there.
Hi, I just wanted to say that Avatar was really influential for me growing up. I'm like 2 years younger than you. So, it really helped me bond with my siblings, but my question is actually for Michaela. Toph influenced me actually a lot growing up because I was also one of those kids who liked to climb trees and play in the mud. So I was gonna ask, even now as an adult, how does Toph influence you?
I could go deeper, but I'm going fast for the sake of time. You can come by and say hi if you want to talk a little bit more. But I think I have learned a lot from her stubbornness and bullheadedness, which I had a lot of growing up. I still have. But also, you need friends. So, girl, it's okay to chill, trust people, use your friends. So I think getting older, it's definitely kind of like lessening that intensity, which is still here, but just a little less, and kind of like accepting help. Because you need a team. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Yeah.
Azula was really good at using friends.
How did y'all feel when you found out that Katara learned to bloodbend?
It's rough. It's a bummer. Yeah.
Oh, was that it?
I mean, it's like a very like cool concept creatively to introduce that idea, and then I think it's a beautiful episode. It's such a tense moral dilemma for Katara. I think it's handled really well, but it just bums me out.
Made it illegal. Yeah.
Hello. So the Avatar RPG, tabletop RPG, came out recently. What advice would you give for new players, you think?
I don't know.
If you played it.
I don't know that anyone here has played it. It's a new video game.
No, it's a tabletop RPG.
Oh, but there's a new video game too.
There is a new video game coming out.
Yeah, but the tabletop RPG is heavily like role-playing based. So what advice would you give for players?
I just did an RPG on, I won't say which one it is just in case I'm not supposed to yet, and I'd never done it before. And I took a crash course in it and had people tutor me. And then once I did it, I was like, oh, it's just like improv, you can be creative. And I was like, oh, I'm into it. And like, we literally were supposed to do it for like 3 or 4 hours and it went by like that. And I was really nervous. So just like, talk to people who do it and improv and have fun with it.
I'm terrible at RPG. I played DeLisle Briarwood and Ex Machina. I broke the world for you guys. But they brought me on to do it, and they filmed me, and they're amazing role players. And I just broke it because I was too creative. Because I was like, they're like, there's a box here, and I'm like, yeah, the box has this in it, and they're like, no, Greg, you can't introduce me, not until I say what it is in it. And I'm like, oh, I want to say what's in it. I think I'm just a dungeon master, and I'm just in more ways than one.
That's later's panel. Come back at 1 a.m.
Fireside chats at 1 a.m.
If each of your Avatar characters had an anime best friend, who would it be?
Anime best friend. I don't know how to answer that quickly.
Oh, that's a hard question.
I stumped us. We were like,
Anime knowledge on this panel.
Just pick different Pokemon.
Just pick a Pokemon.
Sorry, we're not. Yeah.
Stumped us.
Yeah, I don't have a fight. I haven't thought about it. Sorry. We have a terrible answer.
Thanks for making my childhood. Thank you.
All right, I'm actually doing this for a friend of mine on a Discord server. He's actually a YouTuber who is doing blind reactions to Avatar: The Last Airbender. He loves Toph, but he also loves the episode where Suki kicks Sokka's ass. So I'm coming back by to get specifically Toph's signature because he loves Toph so much. But can you guys just say hi to Danny Mata on YouTube for me?
Danny Mata.
Hi,
Danny.
Hi, Danny Mata.
Mata. Greetings, Danny.
All right, thank you.
What is y'all's favorite line?
I love the, look, there it is. That's what it'll sound like when one of you spots it. That's probably like my favorite top line. It's just early on, the blind jokes are just starting, and you're like, oh, this is what we're gonna be like, okay.
Like when Tylee, she says something like, you shouldn't stress, you'll totally break out. Just true. Don't stress, guys.
It's okay. You can laugh. It's fun.
One of my other favorite lines is, you never told me you made out with the moon spirit.
I would say, since you didn't specify your own characters, I will say one of my favorite lines is, "That's rough, buddy."
Hi there. Was wondering, for anyone who also worked on the Legend of Korra, I was wondering how if that experience was similar or not, or did you try to imitate your characters from Last Airbender? Like, for example, Ming-Hua sounds exactly like Azula.
Oh God,
wondering
that's so horrible to hear because I tried so hard not to sound like Azula. I was just so excited during that. He's a big punk rock god, and like I saw all of his concerts when I was in high school, and I just he kissed my hand once, and I swear to God,
How was he as a voice actor?
He was great. He
Oh,
was
okay.
actually good. Yeah, he's really smart and funny, and I wrapped my hand in saran wrap because I didn't want the kiss to go away, and I didn't wash it. Anyway, it was really gross. But when I first met him, I ignored him because I didn't want him to know how much I love him, so I just ended up singing bitchy. But I was just freaking out the whole time. So I was probably just thinking about how much I love Henry rather than thinking about how I should not sound like Azula, so that's probably why that happened. But
There also was a spirit mushroom on that show. Yeah, when they got lost.
That's fun. And Janet Marnie's like she was one of my best friends before she even got the part of Korra. So after that, I was like, we're gonna do conventions together, and we have.
I feel like I came back just to do a flashback episode of like my daughter, young Suyin. And it was cool because I was in high school and they kind of reached back out and were just like, hey, can you send us a voice sample real quick? We just want to make sure you sound the same. And I did. And they're like, okay, cool, come on in. So it was cool because it had been like 3 years or something like that. So it was just fun to be like in the studio again with people again. And then it was just kind of wild to be like playing my own daughter. I was like, wow, lots happened in 3 years. Jeez.
That's funny.
Okay, obviously you said earlier how you got the episodes to read over every week. And as the story developed, what's something you would have added or taken from your character that surprised you in the end?
A little, I would love to have seen like a tinge of romance. We know that Toph like has it a little bit. I mean, oh, Sokka, you saved me. It's there, right? But we did never see her get like that in return. And I feel like we didn't see that too much anywhere. So, I mean, personally, I just would like, does she have, where's her dance floor makeout? Where does it happen? Like, I want to see it. So, you know, that's my little thing. Doesn't she kind of flirt with him? I think she just kind of flirts with everybody. I mean, she's 12, you know. It's like we're flirting with everyone. No? Okay.
I really enjoyed the season 3 stuff that sort of challenged his leadership skills, and I think like pushing further into that was always really cool. So more of that.
Going on instinct, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. We have time for one more. Awesome.
Oh, pressure. Okay.
Energy's good.
So a lot of my questions have already been asked, but I will ask, what was one of your favorite improv lines that you did from the show?
It was so well written that I don't think anybody. I've done shows. I did a show called the Mighty Bee on Nickelodeon a long time ago. I was Portia, like I was not like a rich little girl. I was like, whatever, messy. But Amy Poehler would be like, let's do one scripted and then one completely improv. Like everything was all made up. And this show is so structured and so well written that they didn't let us do any of that. It was perfect as it was.
Oh my gosh, we're out of time. I'm so sorry, guys.
Thank you so much. Come by at tables.
Please, they have auditions. Like, I said audition. Autograph.
We're gonna snap a couple photos, so if you want to stay and smile, go for it. If you need to leave, we understand.